All right, let's talk about the Detroit Lions for a minute. And I believe drafting any quarterback and get rid of Matthew Stafford this season is the S.O.L thing to do. Same old Lions thing to do. Let's talk about it. We back. Mercy Sports Talk in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Yeah, I think it is the same old thing, Lion thing to do. I think they need to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Some reports out there that the Lions might take Tua, that Tua don't want to be here, this, that, and the third. There's also a report going out there that Tua agent wants him to sit behind a quarterback for a year and regain his health and then hit the ground rolling his sophomore year, which I thought is an ideal situation for him to come here. You know what I'm saying? Let Matthew Stafford play one more season. You know what I'm saying? Then trade him with his cap hit not that big next year and let Tua take over. But like I said before, drafting somebody against their need, against their will, it's really never a good thing. Now, they had to sit down personally and hear that from him, that he don't want to play here and try to sell him on the organization. But I do think it's the idiotic thing to do. You know what I'm saying? If the kid don't want to be here, you know what I'm saying, you got Matthew Stafford here. You can't sell him in the meetings. Then you just move on from it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's an idiotic thing to do to pay Matthew Stafford or pay a $25 million cap hit, which had $50 million available, and bring in a new quarterback. I think it's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Well, next year the cap hit probably less. You can see what you got with the quarterback you got now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the rookies are getting with Sam Bradford and Matthew Stafford and with Ndamukong Suh and Calvin Johnson was getting at the top of the draft at the time. It's now slided in there. You know what I'm saying? But I do think this is one of the Patriot way things that Bob Quinn has failed to do, is to keep one in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Keep a developmental quarterback there. Can I see Tua being that developmental guy, for a minute? Yeah, but really, let's keep it real with Tua. He's 6'1", he left-handed. That's not the ideal transition from Matthew Stafford. You know what I'm saying? It's not ideal. You know what I'm saying? Because if you understand, I kind of explained this the other day with a left-handed quarterback, you know what I'm saying? The left tackle becomes the run side, and the right tackle becomes the blind side, and the left side becomes the run side. That's the difference now. So really that may not be a great transition. If the Lions can move down and get multiple picks, then maybe you get a Herbert, or maybe you move down and get multiple picks in the middle of the draft, and Bob Quinn got to do his due diligence and find that diamond in the rough, or find that Jimmy Garoppolo, find that Andy Dalton, find that Colin Kaepernick, find that Dakota Prescott. Find that type of quarterback in the middle of the draft. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody out there that can fit the scheme, and Darrell Bevel can find somebody, that can really replace Matthew Stafford. Now, the quarterback, describing that where you want to go with the quarterback these days, you probably want to go with somebody that's going to be mobile. But if you get somebody that can manipulate the pocket, play the pocket real well, they can, really dissect defenses and recognize coverage, and you get a really smart quarterback that's a pocket passer, I'll take that. I'll take that over running quarterback all day. But where the league is going with the Lamar Jacksons, the Cam Newton, the Russell Wilsons of the world, the Prescotts, the Deshaun Watson, you really want to put pressure on the defense. And also the Lions need to open up their run game. How do you open up a run game? And you get a mobile quarterback. You don't necessarily have to run the read option, the triple option, or the wing T for my people back in the day. You don't have to run that. But the threat of a guy running, running those RPOs, that's open up running lanes, and that make bigger running lanes for a guy like Kerryon Johnson. Look at what Lamar Jackson did for Mark Ingram this year. You know what I'm saying? Look what Tannehill kind of opened up for Derrick Henry this year. And I do think the Lions need to go with a mobile guy. And a guy that I like, and I know a lot of people don't like him, I like Justin Herbert. I like what he brings to the table. I like his rocket of an arm. I think the Oregon system pretty much dumped him down. And a lot of people don't like the quarterbacks that come out of Oregon because of that spread system that they run. But I think Darrell Bevel can reconstruct his mechanics. I think his mobility, his size, his strength is all ideal for the NFL. And I understand a lot of people got bad luck syndrome with quarterbacks out of Oregon, with Joey Harrington and Mariota. It's been some guys that hasn't really worked in that situation. But also, I'm a fan of taking a quarterback in the middle round or the later rounds. Love, or somebody else that that's there, I'm a fan of that. But I do think they need to find a developmental quarterback. In years past, you can take one at 3, you could take one at 6, you could take one at 10. You don't have to pay them that much money. It's slotted now, so you can build it up. But I think taking Tua against his will be the same old Lions. I think not finding a respectable backup this season will be the same old Lions. You know what I'm saying? I think they need to find that guy, a respectable backup, if you plan on taking a quarterback next year. But I do think they need to have somebody warming up in the bullpen. Somebody that can get used to the organization. I would prefer a right-handed quarterback. I would prefer somebody that's mobile. I would prefer, somebody that's going to sit for a year behind Matthew. Maybe even sit 2 years. You never know. Aaron Rodgers said a few years, and, look what happened to him. They had to rebuild his mechanics, bring the ball down a little bit, re-get his footwork together. You spend that time, and eventually it's going to pay off. But I don't like the idea of drafting this kid, against his will. Now, if you sit down and talk to him, and if from his mouth and say, "Man, no, that's my family saying that," or "That's bad news," and this, that, and the third, but it's a lot of things you got to change for Tua Tagovailoa. It's a lot of things that change with a left-handed quarterback. It's a lot of things that change when you got a guy that's 6'1" that's injury prone. And you look there, you got Herbert that's not getting no love. 6'6", rocket arm, may not be the most accurate. You know what I'm saying? But that's why they got to do their job. You got Easton down there. You got Love down there. You got some options. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing to do is have Matthew Stafford usher that in. Usher it in. You know what I'm saying? If you could trade down and get somebody, trade down and get them. But they have to find somebody respectable. May it be a Mariota. They may want to redevelop. I'm all for it. If they feel like they can rebuild Mariota, I'm for it. You know what I'm saying? They get him comfortable in the system, and maybe it's something in Tennessee that was a disconnect that he didn't understand. They sit down with him. I'm for it. If they feel like they can do something with Jameis Winston, well, I'm for it. Backing up Matthew Stafford, but he going to want big money. So he'd probably be cheaper drafting a rookie where you can mold him and you can get him to come in the organization right now. But if they sit down with Tua and he don't want to be here, like, you just keep it real. Like, hey, man, reports, I'm not going to waste your time. You want to play here or not? You don't got to sell him on nothing. If he say, he, or no, hey, move on. Move on. You know what I'm saying? This talks about Joe Burrow's not wanting to play in Cincinnati. Carson Palmer just warned him about Mike Brown and that organization. You know what? Cleveland, Cincinnati, Detroit, they got to commit to winning. They got to commit to being better. Nobody want to play in this area. Indianapolis, Minnesota, Chicago, high city, but nobody really want to play in this area because of the perception of the car industry going to shits and it being broken down cities and homes here. So they got to get the right people in play. And most people get to Detroit and they like it. I can't really speak on Cincinnati and Cleveland, but they end up liking it. But I think there's some same old Lion things that could happen this offseason. You know what I'm saying? Taking Tua against his will to wrap it up is one. Not finding a respectable backup quarterback. Not having a plan for a developmental quarterback. And that developmental quarterback can be Mariota. It could be a middle round guy. It could be an early guy. You know what I'm saying? It could be moving down and get assets for Trevor Lawrence next year. It could be several ways to have a plan for a developmental quarterback, in my humble opinion. So if they don't find one this year, but they stock up and get picks like Bill Belichick do every year, and then they want to make a run at Lawrence or another quarterback next year, then I understand it. But getting a washed up quarterback like Tom Brady, Cam Newton, and cutting Stafford and paying $25 of your cap towards Stafford and bringing in another veteran quarterback, I don't think that's the answer as well neither for people saying that. But a Mariota or Winston at the right price, if you can rebuild them and build them back up, I get it. That is also a developmental plan. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Motor City Sports Talk. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is share the video. Don't forget to check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. Check it out, Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas, Motor City Sports Talk. We gone.